Hi, y'all. Welcome, Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. We're on the road today, and of course, we're in beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana, in conjunction with our good friends at KAOK 1400 AM, our friends at Cumulus Broadcast, and we do appreciate them. And we are here at Co-Relief Center. Dr. Donald Snow, of course, he'll be joining us in and out for the whole program as we rock and roll. Of course, Co-Relief Center and Dr. Snow, known for getting rid of your pain. So listen to me. If you haven't heard Dr. Snow before, and if you're dealing with some kind of pain, and I'll let him get to that in just a minute, you really want to listen to the program today, and you want to make sure you pick up the phone and call. Their number is 337-475-6334, 337-475-6334, because Dr. Snow is the guy that probably can help you with the pain that you've been dealing with for a long, long time. First of all, good morning, Dr. Snow.
Good morning, Moon.
Man, it's great to see you again.
Hey, great to see you, and thanks for coming in today.
Oh, it's always fun to come over here. Got a lot of friends, got a lot of good relationships here, and it's always a great. Actually, we've been in, I know, April the 16th. It was right around tax day. 19 years ago, we've been in this market. That's how long we started to go with our good friends at KAOK. Almost 19 years we've been here. And it's been a blessing. I'm telling you, I met a lot of good people. Y'all got good folks over here.
Yes, we do.
No doubt about it. All right, Doc, you got somebody going down the road, and I think I tell you this all the time as well. There's new listeners every day. People are in and out all the time. So somebody that heard you last time may hear you again, and maybe somebody new. So let's talk about Co-Relief Center. What do you do here at your place?
Well, we do something that's not being done anywhere else that I know of. We're the only outcome-based clinic in the United States or the world that I know of. And that means that if you come in here with pain or neuropathy and you don't get at least 50% or better relief, you don't pay a thing. Nothing. Zero. And I don't bill insurance. You have to have an outcome. And But
that's pretty neat, because most of the time when you see a doctor, by the way, I'm not cutting doctors, I have to use them. And I know a lot of good, great doctors. But what you're saying is somebody comes in here with pain. And this is what we're talking to today. Mm-hmm. People with pain. And they've not been able to, and let's just be honest, they'll come to you last. I don't know why. But they'll come to you last and say, I've tried everything. No, you haven't. They haven't tried what you do. And it's neat because when they come in, they get to tell you after you examine them and do whatever you do, they get to tell you if they had relief or not.
That's right.
You don't tell them. They tell you. That's pretty neat deal.
Yeah, what separates us really is most clinical offices, doctors, whatever, they get paid for the procedures they do. The outcome be doggone, basically. It doesn't matter the outcome. They get paid for the procedure.
They get paid as they go through the process.
That's
absolutely.
Right. So
when they come here, and we're going to talk about people going down the road are going, man, what kind of pain is he talking about? We'll get to that in just a second. But they come here, and say I came here, and I just had a back pain. Mm-hmm. And I came here, and then you worked on me. And I go, wow, Doc, I feel great. Oh, man, I tell you what, I feel a little bit, but not like I did. Mm-hmm. Then you can help them.
Oh, that means that they'll actually heal. Your body is designed to self-heal. And all we do here, I'd like to say we do more, but all we do is stimulate the body in such a way that it understands the problem it has and moves through the healing process.
Well, what are you doing different?
I do integrated medicine.
Okay. What is that?
I do, of course, I do acupuncture and oriental medicine, but I also do types of physical medicine, microstimulation. You won't feel any electricity with this kind of stimulation, but what you'll feel is we're working on you is the pain will just go away like the flip of a switch. That makes the cell normal. It causes an increase in ATP production in your cell by 400%. So that means you're healing 400% faster.
So, and that's going to be different than with other people. Normal.
The next step is different. We do Russian skenar therapy.
Okay.
That was the only medical device designed for the space program in Russia. And when I was in the military, I did research and development. I was a project officer. And we tried to steal the technology. Our government did. We were successful, but we couldn't reverse engineer them because when you cracked the case of these skenars, it wiped out the hard drive, so we couldn't get the frequency set. When Russia fell apart in the 90s, Alexander Karasov, the scientist that invented it, using acupuncture theory, by the way, was able to get a patent on it. And now you can buy them. And I'm one of the few people who integrate them into their...
All right, now you mentioned something about acupuncture, and you've already put needles in me. Mm-hmm. So, and I just laughed. Because when you think of needles, mm-hmm. you think of pain and hurt and a shot. It's nothing to do with that.
Nope. It's not the same because
I promise you, if you can't handle the little acupuncture he's doing, you can't handle nothing.
Well, then you don't have a lot of pain.
No,
because,
correct.
If you want your pain gone, if we can't do it, like I said, you won't be charged anything, but we do it.
Okay, so in other words, folks, if you call and find out if they can help you, they're going to be honest with you up front because you may tell them something that they can't help you with. They're going to tell you. But if you come here and Doc cannot help you, you walk out of here, you don't pay a penny.
That's right.
But if somebody comes in here, and you've had a lot of people, I know from our audience, people sitting there going down the road going, I already talked to Dr. Snow. I just never took the time to call. You're making a mistake because you can get a call, and they may tell you, I've heard your ladies up here say, I'm sorry, we can't help you with that, which they were honest. But if they come here, you want them to come with the pain, number one, correct?
Don't come here without your
You got to have the pain.
Yeah.
Don't come here and say, well, it was hurting. You can't help them. But if they come here with the pain and you get 50% plus,
that means I found the cause.
Okay.
And
if you do that, though, there's another process, folks. You're not healed. You're not better.
That's right.
It's going to be 15, 20 times, and then you don't know, depending on the person, depending on the age, depending on a lot of things, how many times they're going to come, but you feel like you're on the road to recovery.
There is an end date. You're not going to be coming here forever. There's a beginning date and there's an end date. Usually it's between the 10th and 20th treatment.
Well, you laugh with me every time people ask me sometimes, do you go to Dr. Snow's a lot? I said, 3 or 4 times a year. We don't go a bunch. But you always laugh and say, well, in your business, if you're effective, and you have been, you've been in the business a long time, you actually lose patients because they get better.
That's right.
And they don't come back except once a year to make sure that things are doing good.
I'm always looking for patients. We have a high turnover. They do get better, and we do release people. There's a process to that also.
Sure.
That's a little involved. But just like you're an outcome-based radio station.
Sure.
I've been knowing you for 10 years now, and
are you disappointed?
No, you helped me grow, so of course I'm going to continue using you.
Sure. I understand what you're saying.
And if you didn't, you wouldn't be here.
Sure.
Or I wouldn't invite you.
I think that's a great point. Now, the other point I want to make to people is, okay, Doc, people are going, okay, yeah, but I tried everybody, and I don't think he can help me. Let's first of all start off with basic things that people are hurting for, that they've been to the doctor, and they've been to the doctor, and they've been to the doctor, and they haven't gotten rid of the pain. Let's name some things out there that people can know. You can throw out there to say, I've helped people with this, this, and this.
Neck pain for any reason. Herniated disc. I'm good for about 17 millimeters if the disc is out. They'll go right back in. Knee problems. Even if you think you're bone on bone or have been told you're bone on bone, you'll know for sure when you leave here, because if you're bone on bone, I won't get any result. If I can't help you, if I don't get the relief, that means there's something structural there, and I'll refer you out to somebody else, usually a physician, MD of some sort. But if I can help you, you're going to heal.
And by the way, I know you've helped a lot of veterans. I've probably talked to half a dozen veterans since I've been coming in and out with you.
Oh, yes. We're getting more and more of them, and many of them are 80, 90% disabled. And when I'm done with about 80 or 90% of those, they're out working again. They have no pain. Even they were disabled, which is
I know.
weird.
People are going down the road. There's some people doubting and saying, oh, come on. Well, if you don't make the call, you're never going to know. Mm-hmm. But what does it hurt? And I tell people this all the time because I've had people call me all over the state. And they convince them and say, look, drive over there. Here's the good news. So it takes you a day, a half a day, or 2 hours to get there and 2 hours to go home, and you spend an hour or two with Dr. Snow. What are you losing? Because if he can't help you, it's going to cost you a tank of gas, and you might buy a meal coming. By the way, it's a great place to eat. That's all it costs you.
That's it.
And people need to understand. Here's the number to call, folks. And look, they got people online. They can talk to you right now. 337-475-6334. 337-475-6334. Dr. Donald Snow is Co-Relief Center. And you got a website they can go to?
I got a website, coreliefcenter.com.
Co-reliefcenter.com. Probably has all the information you need to know. Now, you're not going to get healed going to the website.
Nope.
You're going to be helped if you call here.
And it doesn't matter whether you have diabetic neuropathy, migraine headaches, cluster headaches, back, neck pain. It doesn't matter where your pain
migraines or whatever.
Arthritis.
Some forms of arthritis.
Female problems that cause pain, fibroids, anything that causes pain.
So if you're in pain, this is a great place.
It doesn't matter what causes.
And by the way, if you want to ask him a question right here on the program, give us a call at 877-766, 844-766-6607, 766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. I'll let Doc talk to you. You can ask him right now about your pain, and he can put it on there because I've had people call you, tell them what they can do. I heard you tell one guy, I can't help you.
I can't.
But that's the honesty here, because I know there's some people out there going, I heard that before. Who's trying to sell us something? I ain't sold anything. You're doing the selling, and you can't sell them anything that they don't approve. In other words, they come here, you're either helping them or you're not. There is no in between here, Doc.
I've been doing this since 2007, and I have a reputation. I cannot not do this correctly because my name would be smeared all over the place. This is the real deal.
Oh, no doubt about it. All right, we're going to take a break. Dr. Donald Snow, if you have a question, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. You can call us. If you want to call our office, 337-475-6334, coreliefcenter.com. They're here in beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana. It's the only office in state. We'll take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. We'll take Joey and Abbeville when we get back to talk to Dr. Snow. Hello, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show on the road again. Great to be here in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in conjunction with our good friends at Cumulus Radio, 1440 KAOK, where we've been broadcasting almost 19 years. We're in our 25th year of broadcasting right now. Hopefully some new things to come right around the corner. We were with Dr. Snow, as you know, Co-Relief Center, and he's helping people get rid of their pain. That's coreliefcenter.com, reliefcenter.com, and you can call if you want a question, a comment, or you'd like to talk to somebody right here at Dr. Snow's office. It's 337-475-6334. They can call, they can help you, they can let you know if they think they can help you at all. May not even have to come, but if you can come, that means they probably can help you. And if you want to get on the program, it's, of course, Hickson has a hotline, 844-766-6607. Let's go take a couple calls for Dr. Snow. Let's go to, first one is Joy in Abbeville. Joy, good morning.
Good morning, Moon. How you doing, sir?
Doing fine.
Good. Quick question for Dr. Snow. Good morning, Dr. Snow.
Good morning.
Good morning. I actually did an MRI. I have 2 herniated discs. I noticed that when I did a little bit of physical therapy, and that did relieve some of the pain. Down in my disc area.
Hey, Joey, I hate to cut you off. I hate to jump in, but we're having a lot of static that I've even heard before on this line, so we're going to have to go ahead and, Joey, just stay on the line. I'll go ahead and get back to you and try and write your question because I don't know what's going on there. But, Joey, I'm going to get back to you in a second, and we can take the next call, Moon.
Yeah, let's move to the next one, Brandon, see if you can get the question, and we'll get it to Dr. Snow. I hope it's not a phone line with us. Let's go to Shirley in Montgomery, Louisiana. How you doing, Shirley?
Not too good today. Yeah, the weather is causing a lot of problems. Fire?
I said, go ahead with your question.
My question is, I have been diagnosed with, I'm sorry. I'm talking about, okay. I've been diagnosed with several different kinds of problems in my body, and I still have the pain, and it's even worse.
Okay, hold up, Shirley. All right, several problems in her body. She has pain that's even worse. Doc, I mean, she needs to come here with the pain, so you that's kind of hard. That's too general for you to try to answer.
Yeah, it's very general. I don't have a specific diagnosis, but if you have pain, the best thing to do is come here, and if we're able to make it go, we'll be able to help you, and you'll know. And if we can't, I'll be honest, you'll know because you'll still have the pain. So I'd be as honest with you as I could, but that's too general. There's no real diagnosis there.
Make an appointment.
Say that again?
Sorry. I should just make an appointment to come in your office.
Yes, he says if you'll make an appointment to come to the office and you come with the pain, he's going to be able to diagnose and see what's wrong with you and see if he can fix you. And if he can help you with the pain, he'll be able to fix it, and you're the one going to tell him. He's not going to tell you. If the pain subsides by 50% plus, then he's got something he can work with. So the best thing to do is take the number we're giving out and call the office and see if they can help you.
I've got both numbers.
Most people actually wind up with 80 to 100% relief when they walk out of my office. My goal is to give you 100% relief, although it's temporary at first.
Yeah. Most of it usually is something aggravated later on, but I just like to have a day of peace.
Okay, Shirley, thanks for the call. We got to move on. Thank you very much. All right, and I know that was a little broad. I know Joy, and Brandon's trying to get the question down. He was having some phone problems. Joy was talking about disc, and he was talking about something slipping in and out. I got that much of it, and he had did some an MRI. He'd been doing some physical therapy, but he's still having problems.
Yes.
Now, how does that work, Doc? We talk about disc. I know you're getting in some serious problems.
It might sound serious, but they're pretty easy in this clinic to take care of, and it's pretty.
The disc don't bother you?
No. Like I said, I'm good for about 17 millimeters. Even if you can't feel your fingers and hands because of a pinched disc in the spine, or your legs are numb, or you have a radiculopathy or sciatica, you'll know on that very first visit. I can usually slide them in, and then we can tighten the ligaments and muscles around it so it'll hold the disc in without smashing them again. And it's relatively painless, and it's immediate and profound. And even if you have
anybody listening to you today have any kind of disc problems, they need to come see you, especially if they're having pain. Because I know a back disc could cause problems in the arms and the legs and the hands and the things of that nature. Because I know my dad went through that. He had a bunch of disc type stuff. Matter of fact, he didn't have hardly anything in it. Let's say we can take one more. If we get caught on a break, Brandon, that'll be okay. We just hold them over. Let's go to John in Columbia. John, good morning.
Good morning. Listen, I have a problem with my left shoulder. I'm left side dominant, and I went to a orthopedic surgeon, and he had an MRI done and calling it bursitis and a spur in my left shoulder. Of course, he says about spurs is like people with noses. Everybody's got at least one.
Okay, hold your thought. Stay on there. Hold your thought. I'm going to let Doc talk about that when we get back. And by the way, get your question ready, because when we come back, I'll let you ask the question. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show in beautiful Lake Charles, Louisiana, in conjunction with our good friends at Kimberly's Broadcast at KOK. Co-Relief Center is where we're at. Dr. Donald Snow. We'll be back more with Dr. Snow right after this. Brett Guyman's going to join me later as well. So we'll take a break and be right back. Man, life is funny. And then you just enjoy the heck out of it. Anyway, I am broadcasting today in Lake Charles, Louisiana. This is the Moon Griffon Show. We're at the Co-Relief Center with Dr. Donald Snow. Now, for you people that don't know what Dr. Snow does, and he's been on with me a bunch of times, there's a real liberal coming in the program now. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Dr. Snow can get rid of pain. That's what he does. His job, if you have pain, he can get rid of it. Like, everybody has pain. Like, the pain in my rear end just walked in. But I'm not going to mention Rod Simmons' name because it's not important. Look at Rod going, oh, my God, he threw me under the bus.
Where'd you get the Oprah 2020?
Oh, my God, he's looking for Oprah 2020 bumper stickers. Anyway, Dr. Snow, if you have pain in the hand, in the back, in the rear end, whatever, his job is to get rid of pain, and he practices a medicine that's not being done anywhere in the state, not much in the country. That's what he does. So if you have any kind of pain, people can't get rid of it, and they go do surgery, and you don't need to do all that. You need to come see Dr. Snow. All right. Now, I've got that out the way, so I know some people have called and said, what do you do? Well, call this number, and they'll tell you what they do. 337-475-6334. That's the number. All right. John, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You said a lot, and I apologize. We had to go to the break, but go ahead and ask him your question now.
Okay, I've got pain in my left shoulder rotator cuff, and the orthopedic surgeon has taken an MRI and X-rays and saying that there's a spur and bursitis. And it's the kind of pain where you have trouble lifting your arm halfway up and over your head, and that's when the pain really just gets hard. And I'm wondering if what you do can alleviate that pain. My choices are either surgery or physical therapy.
Okay. Yes, we can help with that pain. Bursitis, definitely. The spur, most likely. And you'd know the first treatment. If you have a torn rotator cuff, I would not be able to help you. That requires surgery. I probably wouldn't even attempt it. But if your rotator cuff is intact and you only have bursitis and a spur, probably be able to help you. And you'll know it very fast.
He did say that there was a slight tear.
It's not torn apart. You know, your rotator cuff's like a rubber band, and when it tears in half, well, it's like the two ends, you know, they snap, and I can't reattach them. If it's a slight tear and it's not totally torn, I might be able to help you. And again, you'd know immediately, because if you had a torn rotator cuff, I couldn't help. I couldn't make the pain go away.
Okay, and so if I admitted myself into your clinic, I would have to go to Lake Charles to do so?
Yes, sir. That's where I'm at.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right, and by the way, that number here, once again, Doc, I appreciate you being honest. If it's torn, you can't help it. You're being right. But if it's a slight tear, he may want to call, come by and see before he has to go do surgery. That's a tough surgery. I've never had it, but I know a lot of people that have. That is a very tough surgery. Go ahead.
If people are wanting to know my degree title name, I'm a doctor, DAOM, a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. That's the degree title I have, if that's what people want to know what I do.
Well, I know you've been doing it a long time. His number is 337-475-6334. Let's jump gears. Let's go to Stacy in West Monroe. Stacy, your comment or question for Dr. Snow?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Moon. I love your show. Dr. Snow, I have a heel spur, and my left heel, I've gone to many doctors to make it real quick. I went to a orthopedic specialist, and he did an x-ray and said the heel spur is on the inside of my Achilles tendon. And the dilemma I'm faced with is I've got to wait at 1 year or more before I can have surgery because this new insurance calls it pre-existing. And I've been getting cortisone shots every 6 or 8 months, but I can't get them anymore because it'll show a treatment and make me not be able to get my insurance coverage.
Okay, go ahead, Doc.
Okay. This is on your Achilles tendon, and it's probably causing a little Achilles tendonitis. We'll probably be able to help you and help you permanently without surgery, and you would know it immediately.
Wonderful. That would be because the x-ray shows the spur coming to the tendon.
Well, you're fortunate it's not cutting the tendon, because they can definitely do that. And if it's too big, I won't be able to help you. But your body is marvelous in what it can do. Your body put that spur there, and I can stimulate it in such a way that it reabsorbs it. That's all we do here is get your body to work correctly. And what your body puts, your body can remove. So.
All right. Well, I need to know. Do you? How do I do? What do I do? I mean, this sounds too good to be true. When can?
Call the number that Moon will give you.
Okay, look, I'm gonna give out the number again. That's what I'm saying. Call, because they're gonna be able to help you up front. If they can't help you, Doc told the other guy if he's got a torn rotator cuff, he don't come. I mean, you can't be any more honest than that. So here's the number, and it's in Lake Charles now. But once again, if you come and you don't get 50, 80% relief, I mean, he knows you can't help it. It ain't gonna cost you anything. Cost you time, but pain for a little bit of time, I trade out time for pain any day. 337-475-6334. 337-475-6334. Anything else, Stacy?
Thank you very much, and keep up the good work, Mr. Griffon.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, we'll move to the next one. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Brett Guyman would join me in a little bit of the second hour. Times-Picayune had another horrendous editorial on the budget. They're just half-truths and lies. We'll get to all that. And, of course, Dr. Snow will be in and out in the second hour as well. All right, let's go back to Joey in Abbeville. Let's try this again. And good morning, Joey.
Hey, good morning. Hopefully I got a better sounding phone this time, buddy.
I thought it was all you, not the phone, but that's just me thinking. Go ahead, Joey.
See what you get for thinking, right? Hey, Dr. Snow, I have 2 herniated discs. I've done an MRI, and I've also had a fusion about 10 years ago. In my foot. Now, I have gone to physical therapy, which does relieve some of the pain. And I've also increased my physical activity, shed about 30 or so pounds. And at the fitness center, I actually can do the hydro massage daily, which helps. I am taking Neurontin, and I noticed if I don't take that, the pain is really severe.
Hey, Joey, what's your big question?
My question is, how successful or is there anything you can do for herniated disc?
Yes, I have about a 90% success rate, 85 to 90% on these things. That's why the VA is sending me so many patients. Even if you have radiculopathy down your foot, you'll know on the very first treatment. It'll be there or it won't. That fast. And the last fella said that this sounded too good to be true. It's not. It really works, or I wouldn't be advertising this.
Yeah, and Joey, you got to come with the pain, though, Joey. Okay, and by the way, I disagree with you on a 30 pounds loss, but that's another story too, Joey. But no, seriously, you got to come with the pain.
Oh, it's there every day, buddy. I have it every day. The doctor did mention about how many centimeters your disc is herniated.
Yes, I'm good for about 17 millimeters. Might say that on the MRI. But another thing, if you make an appointment here, don't take pain meds the day of your treatment. Don't take pain meds the day of your treatment, no matter who comes here. I want the pain because I want to know that I can take it away. Plus, pain meds lower your tolerance for pain, and it makes the needles burn. So don't take pain meds when you come here.
Okay, is Neurontin considered a pain med?
It's an opioid. It's a narcotic.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that.
Now, you might be arrested because you've been on this program taking narcotics.
Well, thank you for your help, and I'll definitely get an appointment set up.
Okay, thank you for the call.
All right, Joey, number 337-475-6334. Want people to know about you. We got to take a break. Dr. Donald Snow, my special guest. Of course, I'm sitting in his office, Co-Relief Center, corelief.com. Corelief.com. It's that simple. And, folks, it doesn't hurt you. If you call the office, they probably can tell you if you need to come. We've had about 4 or 5 calls, and you told one of them don't come. I know you tell him to come if he's not tore. You were honest with him. All right, we got to take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. We'll be right back. Oh, welcome back, Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline if you'd like to be part of the Moon Griffon Show in our 25th year. Not quite 25 yet, but we're almost 19 years with KAOK. 19 years in that area. Boy, I tell you, we've been fortunate and blessed, I can promise you. Dr. Donald Snow, my special guest. We're here at Co-Relief Center, where you can call them if you have pain. I call him the pain doctor. Some people do call themselves pain doctors. I'm just saying because you're a guy that is trying to get rid of pain from arthritis to discs to backs to necks. And there are a lot of people listening to this program that either have the problem or know somebody with a problem, and they can't get rid of the pain. Dr. Snow will tell you straight up he cannot help everybody. You know, you're not trying to be everything to everybody. You're trying to help the people you can't help. But if you don't come with the pain, he can't help you. Okay, and I appreciate the people calling in. A great question so far. You're probably helping somebody else. 337-475-6334, Co-Relief. center.com. It's very easy to follow and pick up the phone and check them out. All right, let's go to Guy in Shreveport. Question or comment for Dr. Donald Snow.
Good morning, gentlemen. I have a couple questions, if you don't mind. Are the procedures normally covered under insurances? And the concern I'm having is basically a tennis elbow, do repetitive motion during the day, so I've got a pretty good burning in my arms. I didn't know if that was something they could treat and if those treatments would be covered under normal insurance.
Well, I'm not the insurance person in my office, but she'd be able to help you, but probably would be.
So they can call your office?
Yeah, they call the office.
Question.
Yeah, I hire people to take care of that. I can't do everything anymore. I used to be a one-man office, but that's
so they call. Okay,
yeah.
What about he asked about tennis elbow, which, by the way, between you and me, I get that every now and then. It's called fishing elbow. If I go too much, age and your tendon and all that, but I find it always slows and release. Apparently, this guy has the pain all the time.
Yeah, it's a tendonitis or tendinosis.
Yeah, is that fixable?
Oh, yes.
Because a lot of people have that, Doctor.
Well, if it's epicondylitis and it's right on the tip of that bone, I could still take care of it, but it takes a little longer because that's where the insertion is for that ligament and tendon. But if it's just in the tendon, it'll go away pretty nicely.
All right, Guy?
Yeah, is it a continuing? Is it a continuing treatment, so it takes several visits, or is it a one-time?
There are no one-time. Well, sometimes it happens, but the man who could do that, they killed 2,000 years ago, and I'm not him.
Yeah.
This is going to take usually a few visits. If it's more acute, it takes fewer visits. If it's chronic, that's the ones that take 10 to 20 visits. But sometimes people get better real fast. It depends on you and how good you take care of yourself, how well you're eating, sleeping, that kind of thing.
Perfect.
All right, Guy, thanks for the call. Appreciate the call. Well, I would think that would be something. Because I'm telling you, and I think it's an age thing. I can go and fish. It's not a problem. I go 3 or 4 days, I'm going to have a little bit of that in me. Now, if I'm not fishing, I get off of it for a week or two, mine usually goes away. So I don't really have a problem. That's a problem of overuse or whatever. I'm throwing this at you. And then it never comes back ever. And then the next time I go, I may not feel it at all. It's kind of a thing that comes around about 2 or 3 times a year. And I just always said that must be age.
Well, I see a lot of that here. A lot of it's golfers and tennis players, and they won't stop playing while I'm treating them. And so, you need to sort of help. The hardest
you got to have a little rest to get your body to heal.
Golfers and tennis players don't want to rest, but I get them in from the plant mechanics, that repetitive motion.
Yeah.
Boy, that sometimes is a dickens to get rid of because
that's what I'm going about. I'm going about a fishing. I mean, if I go to Toledo Bend for 3 or 4 days, and they don't have much, but when I do go. And we literally fish daylight to dark, standing up in the boat, wear yourself out. You're going to have some of that. Mm-hmm. And it does that. But fortunately, it's never stayed with me. Because then I might go 3 weeks or 4 weeks without going. And it's like no pain, no problem anymore. So I don't think I'm injured. Mm-hmm. There's a difference between, I tell people this in former athletes, the difference between being hurt, you just hurt, but you can still perform, you just hurt, okay? But if you're injured, you can't play. And that's what you're saying. You're injured. You're trying to get them healed over a period of 10, 20 times, whatever. They want to keep playing while they're doing that. I mean, could you imagine having a strained ligaments in your ankle and you're still playing football while you're trying to heal? It doesn't work that way. And I think that's what you're alluding to. You got to be able to stop and let the process heal itself.
At least take it easy for a little bit. I mean, if something hurts, stop.
Yeah, I can't quit fishing, John.
That's the problem.
You're addicted to fishing. Doc, you're addicted to fishing when you instead of casting with the right hand, you change it. Listen, you change it to the left hand and you start throwing it with your left hand, just so you can keep fishing and you're not worried about the pain in the elbow anymore. So that's it. By the way, his number is 337-475-6334. So, and Doc, once again, arthritis pains, what's some other stuff that you work on that you maybe something out? I asked you earlier what's a lot of things you do. What do you do maybe you don't see much of, but you've been able to fix? Can you think of 2 or 3 things like that?
Oh, I see. There's not much I don't see in here. Headaches of any kind. I just trigeminal neuralgia, sarcoidosis, These things are supposedly things you can't help, and we're able to help here. All we do is stimulate the body to heal. And if it's possible, your body was designed to do it, that's what's going to happen. It doesn't really matter what you have. As long as you bring it to me and I can make it go away, I found the
But
cause.
once again, you got to come with the pain.
Got to come.
Also, now you brought up something else, and you may have brought this up before. Mm-hmm. Somebody gets up in the morning, they're used to taking some kind of pain medicine, and they come in here. You would tell them, just go ahead and hurt till you get here.
That's right.
That way you're going to really know. And then you know if you're the one that fixed it.
Well, you have to understand pain medicine, like anti-inflammatories. And the inflammation phase is one of the phases of healing. If you're taking anti-inflammatories or narcotics, they sit on pain receptor sites. So when I treat somebody, when you already have that molecule on a pain receptor site, when I get your body to release neuropeptides, that's your healing pharmaceuticals in your body, they need to go on those pain receptor sites. They're already filled with the pain medicine.
Okay.
So you can't heal. It really slows down.
Do they have to be off the medicine more than just that morning?
No, just that morning. Just let the pain receptor sites receive that.
Well, come to think of it, when people take pain medication, they take it about 4, 6, 8, 12, 24 hours, and they got to take it again because it does the job for so long and then it goes away.
Last time you talked to one of my patients, a VA patient, he gave a testimonial. He was on morphine.
That's correct. I remember meeting the guy.
And methadone at the same time.
Wow.
And in 3 weeks he was off of it because when he didn't have pain, he didn't take it, but he did have withdrawals, horrible withdrawals. But he's still clean today. Still clean today.
Well, you don't want somebody to have to take that kind of drugs to stay healthy. Nobody wants to take that. Nobody in their right mind wants to take that. So that's pretty interesting. I just was kind of curious because you may have mentioned that before. I just don't remember that as a deal. But I can understand why, and then you can find out if you really can heal them. Mm-hmm. So and nobody wants to be in pain. And that's somebody called, I think Dina came here and said that somebody called and said they didn't know what kind of doctor you were. And that's why we explained earlier, you're a doctor that's helping people get rid of pain out of their life. Yes, sir.
There are some people that want to be in pain because there's something here that can help them, and they don't even want to try it. If you're not willing to try it, you really don't want to get rid of your pain.
Well, there are definitely people that go down the road. I've ran into people who say, oh, that seems to be too good to be true. That sounds like quack stuff. I said, all I know is I've had lots of people walk by me, call me, email me, and say, hey, man, thanks for bringing up Dr. Snow. So that way we can do it. All right, Dr. Snow, we'll see you a little later in the program. I hope Brett Guyman joins me, and we'll keep on rolling. All right, if you want to call Co-Relief Center, 337-475-6334. We'll take a break. Be right back. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show on the road again in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in conjunction with our good friends at Cumulus Broadcast. And, of course, we're on here with 1400 Super Talk. And we've been with him almost 19 years. The guy eating just heard 19 years. He spit all his food up. But anyway, we'll talk about him later. Anyway, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. And, of course, we're here at Co-Relief Center, Dr. Donald Snow. We may visit with him again toward the end of the program. Expecting Brett Guyman to come in. But we want to jump gears with a company I'm very proud to be associated with. And they just a lot of good people that work for him. Even the guy that I'm getting ready to put on here with our good friends at First South Farm Credit. And, of course, I'm talking about Danny Ardois. And, of course, he was a really great baseball player. Not good as Ben Sheets, but almost. Danny, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Moon. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm not at that all-star level, but I guess if you check the stats, I do own Ben.
By the way, you told me real quick now, and you know Ben's a dear friend, and him and Julie and his wife, and we know his kids, and you got to tell me the one story how you own Ben. I think this is really interesting before we get into First South Farm Credit.
We were, it was 2005, I believe. Ben was in Denver, and of course he's known for his big-time curveball and, you know, obviously 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, when he came to Colorado, it was a known thing that Ben didn't want to throw his curveball because it didn't break as much. So I had an upper hand on him there, and I think the game was pretty tight. Fifth inning, he's starting to get a little gas because of the high altitude, so I'm giving him a lot of credit here. And he threw a fastball down over the plate, which my bat was kind of slow, so I needed it down. And got a base hit up the middle, and it was an RBI that kind of put us ahead. And gave us an opportunity to win that night. But that's my claim to fame on Ben Sheep. He's a good friend of mine, though. I wish he was listening today so I can give him some trouble.
Well, have no fear. Somebody's going to tell him, and just to make you feel good, I'll make dang sure I text him when the show's over.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, I've been known to be nice like that. All right, Danny, of course, we've been working with First South Home Credit for a while. They do such a wonderful job with entrepreneurs, people that are looking for land, looking to buy land, looking to use that land for different purposes, hunting, fishing, selling land, selling the wood, the trees, whatever off the land. Talk a little bit about what y'all do for people that are looking for investments like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, First South, a lot of people, especially in Southwest Louisiana, not so familiar with this. We've been around for 100 years. And we are the relied lender when it comes to giving loans on land, and we're the professionals in that area, and we also able to give that long-term loan, especially these rates where they're going today. It's constantly climbing due to the economy. I know you talk a lot about that, whatnot through your shows, but it's real. And we can do a fully fixed rate. You know, we do 25-year fully fixed and anything in between. If they want the 5-year balloon, or if they want a 10-year fixed, or anything that meets the need of that customer, we're available for them.
Well, there's no doubt about it. What other type of loans do y'all do, Danny? You provide for people in Southwest Louisiana. I know specifically you're talking Southwest Louisiana, although all over the state of Louisiana you have people that can help people. What other type loans that y'all can provide for other people that are really looking for it?
Yeah, being that I mentioned Southwest because that's our location, but we have, we cover the whole state of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. We have First South offices throughout that South. We do financing, in Texas and other parts of the country as well, as long as that member is a Louisiana resident. Types of loans we do, our grassroots are production loans, and our farmers. We don't forget about that. I mean, we talk about land because that's something that's been, we started cranking up probably 10 years ago at a higher rate, but we haven't forgot where we come from, and right now we're in the heavy season of getting our farmers crop loans, and we finance also their equipment and cattle and anything in between there as far as ag-related entities are needed.
What is and I don't know what this is. I hadn't heard of it, the patronage program about. I know y'all got this program. What is this about?
Well, it's been with us since day one as well. I mean, we're a co-op, so every person that does a loan with us becomes a member of our co-op. They're an owner, and we give our owners back a check every year, and we've been doing that for probably 25 straight years without a hiccup. So we do a good job with staying strong to be able to fund our customers, and in this case. Probably around April, our members will get a check that's relatively, 0.6 to 0.7 percentage points, and they about 1 month's payment basically. So it's kind of nice to get a little check in the mail, and Mama can take it to the mall, or Daddy can hide it from her and put it back towards the loan. Depends on who's tight with the funds.
Yeah, that's how it works at our house too. If you get a check back from like insurance or something like that, and it's $90, $100, $200. If I get to it first, Tanya never sees it. If Tanya gets to it first, I never see it. So you're right about it depends on who gets it. It depends on who sees it first.
Yeah, but it is a value. It's a benefit. It's nice to get a little check in the mail. It feels good. Most of the time we get bills.
Yeah. Well, I feel good if you send me one. All right. One other thing which I want to cover. Y'all getting ready to open, or maybe have opened a new office in the Lake Charles off of East McNeese Street. This ought to be great for y'all, but it ought to be also great for your customers.
No, we're so excited about this. We've been in Jennings since the beginning of time, and it's a great community, Jennings, and the core of our customers come from that Jeff Davis region when we're talking about our farmers. But we found that there is, with the growth and the need of service, we can better serve the whole Southwest region from that area. And we're excited about that. The people that's trusted us in Southwest Louisiana with their loans has allowed us to go ahead and expand. We're not leaving Jeff Davis Parish by no means. Our plans are to, if we have to, go meet them on their farm to perform the loan. I mean, we're here for you. We're here for our customers. So we'll go wherever it takes to get there. But this new office is right in that Morganfield development. That's where a lot of that growth is happening. I think we're going to hope to have you on opening day over there, to maybe have you on site, and that'd be exciting to have Big Moon on the First South premises. So we're looking forward to March,
Well, y'all just got to let me know on the date. Danny Ardoin, First South Farm Credit. All right, Danny, I'll let you go with one other story. So when I call Sheets, he's not going to tell me that you told me about the hits you got off him. He's not going to tell me about the 4 times he struck you out or nothing like that, right?
I don't think so. I didn't face him enough for him to get to me. I took advantage of the thin altitude, so I think we're okay. I think we're safe. Now, he might start doing some research, but I'm pretty sure that we're pretty good.
Well, now that he know you said that, and he will know because I'm going to let him know, just to dog him, I just wanted to make sure he didn't have anything on you, because he may want equal time, and me being a nice guy to my buddies, I got to give him equal time.
Hey, it's 1 for 2. I mean, it's not a big claim to fame, but I got to hold it on him. It's 500.
All right, Danny, do this. Don't hang up. Do me a favor. Don't hang up. Brandon Como's got a quick question for you off the air. I'm going to go ahead and take a break. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. We do expect Brett Guyman. He said he was coming by. If he don't, we'll talk bad about him. It don't matter. He's not a representative anymore, but I don't mind talking bad about him or Rod Simmons. It don't bother me. I can take either one. Anyway, we'll take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. We're here at Co-Relief Center in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We'll be right back. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. By the way, Brett Guyman just texted me and said he'll be here at 10:30. So from 10:30 to 11, we'll handle a little bit of politics, Louisiana stuff. There's an editorial I want to bring up. There's some other stuff to deal with that's in the news, and we'll get a chance to visit with Brett. And I definitely want to talk about what's going on at the. Times-Picayune brought up the task force again. I told you about the task force the other day. It's made up of government people. It's funny. Get a task force, put 3 or 4 government people that make their money from government. Then John Alario and the governor gets to point some, and Jay Darden gets on it. And so you really got 2 or 3 people that might or might not be on your side. And then the task force was mentioned in the article of the Times-Picayune again today about how we ought to listen to the task force, which is increase our taxes. So that's what they do for cover, the legislature and the governor. Well, we're just going to do what the task force said, but the task force is made up of, and I got the names right here, of 3 people that work for government. They get paid. 3 people John Alario put on it. 2 people that Bell Edwards put on it. One of them is Jay Darden himself, Mr. Liberal. And you got somebody from PAR, which is Barry Irwin. No, that's Council of Better Government. That's cable. PAR is Robert Travis Scott. And he's the guy I do trust. Randy Roach, who was the mayor here. I don't think Randy's not the mayor here no more. He's retired.
It's Nick Hunter.
Yeah, and Randy's a moderate at best, but he's a Democrat. He leans toward higher taxes. So you really don't have anybody on here that Sean Raleigh is on there. He's a business guy. Mr. Raleigh is, but President Alario put him on there. So anyway, you got all this stuff, and I want to get to that, run some stuff by Brett, because some of the stuff they're saying, I just laugh at. They promote the Stelly bill, which was a tax increase, a tax swap and a tax increase. It was not tax reform. They keep writing that because people believe that. And they talk about using one-time money. Bell Edwards voted for one-time money. 5 or 8 of General's budget. And guess what they don't say? They don't tell you that Bell Edwards and Alario and Darden used one-time money in their first budget. $300 million. It's all there. They won't tell you, but I will. Then they start talking about the stellar reform, and they start talking about how they inherited this mess. They voted for all these people in the legislature. How you inherit something that you voted for? And by the way, Dr. Snow joins me again. Yeah, Doc, if you inherit something, that means like somebody passed away, and they gave you $200,000. That's an inheritance. But if you got $400,000 worth of debt because you signed notes on your house and 3 cars and a camp in Florida, you didn't inherit that. You created it. And that's the difference. Anyway, I'll get to all that as the program unfolds. I do want to visit with Dr. Snow at least one more time, and we may get him at the end. But right now, Co-Relief Center, 337-475-6334. Doc, thanks for joining me again. It is amazing. Just if somebody wants to be part of the program, you can call and ask a question. It is amazing the number of people that come to you last, though. Because you've told me this yourself, that it's amazing that people will say they've tried everything. You've heard on the phone, you can tell in people's voices that they really have tried a lot of stuff. You can tell in their voices when they start talking about operations. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody wants to be operated on.
I don't know about that either.
Well,
I've seen people that come here to get out of pain till they can have surgery, get 100% relief.
And go have the surgery
anyway?
Go
have the surgery anyway because they were told to.
Where I come from, we call that not too bright.
Well, we get those in here too. So
I know, but it's amazing if you think about it. I come in here and my pain's gone. I'm still going to have the surgery. Why in the world would you do that?
More than once. It's just amazing. People are people.
But you can see, and I think I'm correct by saying that, you can see a little panic or hear a little panic in their voice because they. I even hear a little bit of, God, the guy said it. It's too good to be true. But you hear that a lot. I've heard that. Man, Moon, that sounds a little too good to be true.
I hear it all the time. They assume that it's too good to be true, so they don't even try it when they have nothing to lose in the first place.
That's amazing. They could come in here, and if they don't get relief, they leave. It costs them a little bit of time, maybe a little money and gas, and that's it.
That's it.
It doesn't cost them anything if they walk out of here and they're not helped.
Those are the people that want the pain. They actually want it.
It's saying like it might be the pain between their ears. It's called their brain power. Because you're not going to do anything to anybody that's going to hurt them.
Very safe.
And if you can, you help them or you can't. And I preach you were honest with the guy if he had a torn rotator cuff. You said, you can't help that. So anyway, that's an amazing thing. Well, Doc, what are some other things that you want the people to know about you and about what you're going to do when they get here? Somebody going down the road going, man, I have this pain, and it may be too good to be true, but I'm willing to call. What are some things that you want to tell people about your place that they need to know when they come, or in general, like when somebody comes, they want to know the insurance. Do you take insurance? Just a little things like that.
Oh, yeah, we do take insurance. We take, and if you're a veteran, they will authorize that. They'll let you come here. It's funny how the VA authorizes it all day long, but TRICARE will not. For us retired people, it just amazes me, the sort of hypocrisy of it all. Some insurance will not cover the acupuncture, but they will cover the physical medicine that we do. And some will cover it all. But
the only way to find out is to call, though, because I said, like you said, that's not something you're doing anyway.
That's not the thing I do. But the thing is that when you pay nothing, you often get nothing. If you pay something here, you're going to get it. You're going to get what you pay for here. And usually the problem just heals and goes away. And you won't see it again. Or if you do, it'll be a long time.
Well, that's the good thing about it. If Doc, name once again, what's the most common stuff that you see? Because I think that's important. People going down the road are going, or people listening to the program are going, man, I got this. Everybody has this. There's no way I can go and get healed. I'm taking so much medication. Like the guy you mentioned, I remember the guy was taking morphine and something else.
Yeah, he just walked in.
Yeah, I thought that was him. He looked familiar when he walked in.
He'll come back on a little bit if you want.
Yeah, he was the one that said that he was telling all that stuff. He's a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's I don't know, he must not be totally healed yet because he's still coming.
No, that problem's gone, but he had a neck issue. So he's here for a different issue. If I can take.
By the way, you're not talking to people that you heard of, like I told you with my elbow.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really talking to me because if I go 3 or 4 days and my elbow's tennis elbow, I call it, and I lay off for a week or two, I don't have a problem again. The next time I go fishing, I'm not going to have a problem.
I don't want you in here if you don't have any pain.
No, that's correct. And an important thing about that is, if they got the pain, they can know how much relief they have. That's the only reason you want them to come with the pain.
Well, I want to know that I can find it. I can't find something that doesn't exist. If you have no pain, what am I treating?
And your pain can't be your husband or your wife. It's got to be in your body.
That's right.
Dr. Snow, appreciate everything. We'll keep giving out the number, and we're going to visit with Brett Guyman when we get back. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
All right, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline if you want to talk to Co-Relief Center, 337-475-6334. Brett Guyman, my special guest, he's up next. I'm worried about this next guest. He's starting to sound like me. Oh, I'm starting to sound like him. I ain't figured out which one. Anyway, welcome back, Moon Griffon Show on the road again, Lake Charles, Louisiana. We thank our good friends at KAOK, almost 19 years on the air with our friends at Cumulus Broadcast, and we're humbled. We're Co-Relief Center in Lake Charles, Dr. Donald Snow. His number, 337-475-6334, is the number if you want to talk to them about your pain, and it's a good way to get rid of pain and start the new year right. All righty, Brett Guyman, former representative. I don't know if he's a recovering representative like Ron Gomez, but I do know this. He's not a rep anymore. Hey, Brett, how you doing, bud?
Heavy on former.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm sure when you look back, it is no doubt in my mind there are things you probably miss. I'm sure when you look back, there's no doubt in my mind you things that you don't miss. It's like talk show hosts getting on you.
No doubt, but let me clear one thing up. I do have a reputation, whether it's good or bad. I don't want the listeners to think that I sound like you. I just want to clear that up.
Well, no, they actually understand you.
Okay.
When I say sound like me, but no, we were talking, and I was kind of going on about this editorial at the Times-Picayune that basically they're pushing for taxes. By the way, it was good news. Representative Julie Snokes,
yes,
100% cancer-free, and
yes.
I tell you, that's a blessing.
It is.
Absolutely. Forget politics. That was a blessing.
No doubt about that.
Anyway. The governor now is talking about, look, I don't want no new taxes. I just want to maintain what we got. And the numbers may change according to who you talk to. I think it's $2.8 billion tax increase since he's been there. I've heard 1.8. I've seen 2.4. Whatever number you want to use. And the budget is $5.2 billion higher than it was at the start of 16, which, by the way, Lance Harris was on last week to confirm that. And maybe it was Monday, but he was on to talk about that. So it's kind of nice to come back and say you don't want any new taxes now when you've already raised that kind of money on us. Your comments?
Well, I saw something in the news a couple of days ago. It may have been yesterday, day before. The administration only wants to raise the amount of revenue that was in the temporary tax, so they really don't want more revenue.
Correct.
And I had to sit back for a minute and think, really? With a question mark, really? When you have a temporary 1-cent sales tax, temporary, but all you want to do is replace that permanently, and then you're going to go out and tell the public that you're not asking for more revenue, you just want what we already have coming in. That was a bridge
supposed to be a bridge
between then to now, but yet we want to make it permanent. That is more revenue. Whether you're for or against it, whether you think we should or shouldn't.
It's a lot more revenue. It's about $1 billion, ain't it? At 950,
it is.
Whatever it is.
And you can't make the case that that's not more revenue. That is more revenue. And it goes back to the same question that we've been asking for years, and that is, how much do you really need? And Moon, no one talks about that. The task force that you referenced.
By the way, I got the names right here.
No one talks about what is the right amount of money the state needs to operate in the way they need to operate. And what is it based on? It ought to be based on the economy, what the economy can sustain, growth in the economy, and all those different variables.
But, Brad, you've been preaching that a while. I've been having you on a program for many years.
But still no one's talking about that.
What's the right amount?
Okay, all I want to do, the administration says, is replace what we're getting now. I don't want more revenue. Why do you think you need that amount of money? What is that based on? Is it agency heads coming before the Appropriations Committee every year and saying, hey, this is my wish list, and we add all that together? You have to base that on something. And, Moon, I don't think that is happening, and I think that is the one thing that we fail to do, is to try to decide what is the right amount of money we need, and then we go out and look at how we could possibly come up with that amount.
Yeah, I think you make a good point. I think it's a point you made for a while. Okay, give us a number. What's the right number? Mm-hmm. And then how do we get there without hurting the economy?
Right.
Taking too much money out of people's pockets.
Right.
By the way, the governor called for the Public Service Commission to tell utility companies since they're getting a corporate tax break, as you know, President Trump led the charge, I'm giving him credit, led the charge to cut the corporate taxes from 35 to 21%. Okay, there was a utility company. I can't remember the name of it right now. In South Carolina that said we're giving back 5% to the customers because we're getting ready to get a tax break. Correct. Hey, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm for it. But the governor decided, you know what, let me jump on the bandwagon. He asked the utility companies because I saw Bananas Foster was making a comment on this. And he said, that's right, the utility companies need to give the break back to people. That's fine. But if we had a surplus of $300 million, and now we know, Lance brought it up first, they sent this article too, we're going to get $250, $300 million back because as they lower the taxes, because of the way we deduct and things of that nature, the state's going to get another $300 million.
Right.
That's $600 million.
Right.
And the one from the federal government, what they're doing, that's every year. So if that's the case, and you found $300 million, should they give that back to us? Going by what John Bell Edwards said, they had a surplus, and it's taxpayer dollars. Should they give us back that money?
Well, that's a good point you bring up.
I mean, I'm only asking the question.
And in some states, they would do that. You know, if you lived in Colorado and they had a surplus, based on the formula, they send the money back to the taxpayers. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that, but Alaska used to send checks when oil and gas was good back to the citizens.
So in other words, Colorado has a limit on how fast how fast government can actually grow, and then they have to return any dollars that are left over. But you made another point, and you said there was a surplus, plus we're going to be getting revenue in the state because the itemized deduction for your federal taxes is going to be lower now because our federal tax rate is going to be lower. So the state of Louisiana is going to gain money that they would have had to return to the taxpayer because the federal rate is now becoming lower of approximately $250 to $300 million.
Well, I took the $300 million because I'm just taking a figure. It don't matter what figure you use.
Don't forget last year the Republican majority legislature wanted to withhold and not spend the full amount of money that had been recognized in the forecast.
They wanted to keep $100 to $200 million, correct?
And if we had done that, and then you add the $250 to $300 million now we're talking about gaining from the federal tax.
That's half of it there.
All right. Oil is going up, thank goodness. It's not where it needs to be, but it's rising. I think it's going to be probably higher than what we have projected.
What you're probably looking at, $150 million more?
Exactly. So add that on top of there. And guess what, Moon? We're almost there. We're almost there.
Correct.
And so now you have to ask the question, how much do we need and what is it based on? And I'm not.
Let me ask this question to you. And I'm all for getting rid of sales tax as long as we don't replace it. So why not change the penny to a quarter?
Well, I think those options are going to be out there.
They got to be.
And whether that's good or bad, we can debate that as time goes on. But the point that was made in the article that I read, I think it was in the Advocate yesterday or the day before, that the administration says we don't want more, Moon. We just want everything that we're getting right now.
Throw something else at you. I had a guy calling yesterday. I want to say it was Paul Hurd. He made a good point. He said, why don't we just keep the 1 cent sales tax temporarily for one more year? Let's see what the tax cut does. Then you know what's coming in. Let's see what all does. Let's see what the economy does in the next year. Then we can make that decision. What about that? I'm throwing an answer. They can go, we're not bickering over that. We're doing 1 cent temporary sales tax for one more year. Everything stays the same. We got plenty of money. So what's the problem now? Well, we're going to wait one more year. We go one more year, and they're nervous about it because it's going to be an election year. But if you don't, and he goes get new taxes and new this and new that, things go up. Now you got lots of money. And they're not going to give it back to the taxpayers in Louisiana, Brad. Let's just be blunt.
Well, they're not. But the point is, if you lived in Colorado, they would.
Good point.
And so, again, I think the one piece that's missing out of every conversation that I read and that I hear about is, what is the right amount of money that we need to have to operate, and what is that based on? And then we can talk, and like you said, what about the money coming in? All that needs to be factored in. The task force, I was in a discussion one night here locally in Lake Charles with some of the members of the task force, Dr. Richardson, our friend, former Mayor Randy Roach, and others were here talking about, quote, tax reform. Same thing. No one is talking about the right amount of money.
But they're not talking about government making adjustments. The adjustments they want is the people to make the adjustments. In other words, and I've said this, Brett, I think you agree with this. If you got a spending problem, more revenue doesn't fix a spending problem.
Correct.
If you have run yourself out into debt and you can't spend anymore because you don't have any more, and I give you some more money and you keep doing the same thing, don't you think you're still going to run into a spending? You got to fix a spending problem by adjusting the spending. none of these people you're talking about are talking about that.
Well, then most of the folks on a task force are going to be there to defend the current status quo.
Now stop right there. This is one of the reasons I got you on. Never mind. When I come back, I'm going to run the names of the task force. I'm going to tell you who put them there. There's only 2 or 3 that we have a chance that would be on the side of the citizens. You know, Randy Roach is one, but Randy Roach is a Democrat. I mean, I don't think Randy Roach is a liberal Democrat, but he still is a Democrat. And some of these people on you here, I'm laughing at, but not because they're bad people and they're not credible, just where they work and who pays the check. Take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. Brett Guyman, former representative, joins us. We'll be right back. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Last segment of the day. Real quick. I want to thank Dr. Snow, Co-Relief Center. That's coreliefcenter.com. coreliefcenter.com. We want to make sure you check them out. You got pain, call the number. They can tell you if they can help you before you probably ever come here. 337-475-6334. And let Dr. Snow get you taken care of. They are in Lake Charles, Louisiana. You may have to make the short drive. In Louisiana, it's a short drive everywhere. The roads ain't good, but if you get on the major highways and interstates, they're pretty good. But come on and check him out. I'm telling you, you'd be glad you did. Brett Guyman, my special guest, he's been involved in these budgets. I like what you just said, Brett. Had they listened to the legislature just last year, this thing might already be solved.
Be really close, Moon, and remember, they took that off the table. I mean, the plan that the Republican majority House came up with was taken off the table by the administration. And yet what I keep reading and hearing is, well, where's your plan? Where's your plan?
By the way, that's all in it. That's in all these articles, they go, where your plan? There was a plan.
There was a plan last year.
Good point,
They
Brett.
took it off the table.
They not only took it off the table, every article, including people that write from here, Mr. Beam and the Gannett papers and the Advocate, they all smashed the House Republicans. Just rip them to pieces. We've been doing the Senate budget for a long time. I think you know that. Lario's over there. They keep doing it, but they never say, well, you know, Mr. Lario, why don't you fix stuff? They never do that. I'm just disappointed. But let me go to task force. Task force on structural changes in budget and tax policy. Okay, they refer to this every single time they talk about it. Now, I've been saying some of the same things you said. Tell people before I just give you some names, and you're not here to pop the names, but I want to say what they do. But tell people about task force and how these things are created is really cover for people that ought to be making the decisions.
Well, generally the task force or the side that makes the task force up or is the proponent of the task force will make sure that committee is slanted toward their agenda or toward their philosophy. That's just always the case. If task force are good, I'm not criticizing that because it opens up the dialogue and a discussion. But generally there's more people on that task force or that committee that will be toward the agenda of the person that is behind it. So the task force may recommend A, B, and C, but that may be the view of the administration that put the people on the task force, and that's generally what will happen.
Well, and that's why I wanted you to explain it. Well, I'm running down names, not to run down names. I'm running down names and tell you who they are. James Richardson, by the way, works for government, gets paid by LSU at Baton Rouge. He's been on a revenue estimating conference a long time, and how many times have they got that right?
They don't get that. You're right.
But he's considered credible. Now, that's fine, but he's on the task force. Okay. Kimberly Robinson is the Secretary of Louisiana Department of Revenue. She's the one who receives the money and, once again, works for the government, would rather have a bigger government than not. William Potter is a Society of Louisiana Certified Public Accountant. I do not know him. They don't say who appointed him. Actually was appointed by that group. Okay. Probably a good guy. I don't know him. The next one is, Thomas Clark, appointed by the governor. Now, what do you think? He's going to be going against the governor? Jay Darden, I don't have to say anything else there. Dr. James Ain, appointed by Taylor Barra. Might be a good man. Don't know him. Let's see, my eyes ain't good. There's another one, Dr. Sheffrin, appointed by John Alario. The next one was appointed by, Barra is Jason DeCour. Sean Riley, appointed by John Alario. Robert Travis Scott, I love him to death. He's been on my program before. He's wrote stories on me in the Times-Picayune. But he's with PAR, and I still don't know what PAR's ever accomplished. I know a lot of people in PAR. Not saying it's a bad, but I don't know what they've ever accomplished. Barry Irwin of Cable. I feel like Barry always leans the big government side. Randy Roach, you know Randy, and Randy's a Democrat. I don't care what anybody says. And Randy's not just ultra-liberal. I understand it. But he still is a government guy. And then the last one is Louis Rainey, who's Rain, appointed by John Alario.
Well,
so you got 2 from the governor's own administrator, 3 from Alario, and 2 or 3 that actually work in government. This, I'm talking about if you were being honest about giving both sides or talking about the structural changes in government, Brett. This is not the people I'd put on the committee.
Right. And there's some good folks on there.
Very good people.
The ones I know, a lot of them are friends of mine. Dr. Richardson, Mayor Roach, and Jason all joined a panel here locally about the tax reform task force, which I was invited to be on
but
as
they
well.
don't talk about cutting government or slowing government down. I'm asking.
Jason, out of that panel, Jason might have. He was a lobby appointee. The other ones, and Randy's a good friend of mine, they have some great ideas, but it's all centered toward maintaining the status quo. Not one time did they say, wait a minute, do we really need all this money? How much money do we need based on what? And Dr. Richardson, who's the economist, didn't know the answer to that question either, because I point blank asked him, where is the number that we need to be based on the growth of the economy and what the economy can sustain? It was all about how can we restructure the taxes to generate a certain amount of money that we think we need, which is the current amount plus continuation. By the way, the estimation that I heard from some staff members recently was a continuation budget, meaning the growth in the general operating budget from year to year, they call it the continuation budget, is almost 6%. Now, you tell me the economy.
Better than my economy.
You tell me the economy in Louisiana is growing at 6%. No, it's not. It may be doing better, and it may be getting better, but we're not at 6%.
Well,
we can't sustain that, Moon.
You may can answer this, you may not. You may tell me how to go about it. You may can help me with it. And if you help me with it, I'm going to help you with the state. Is there any way to look at the GDP? And I may be using the wrong figures. I think you got this. Mm-hmm. Can you go to GDP in the South, Texas, or just find states that are comparable, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, some states that are comparable. Find out what their GDP is versus what state government spends. Mm-hmm. And I think if you do that, we could see. I would be willing to bet you we're spending way more than what our GDP is. Yep. Now, it's a guess on my part.
No, you're right.
But I bet if we pull the numbers, Brett.
No, we have them. The numbers are out there. They're actually on a spreadsheet that was generated.
Actually, you were the one gave them to me.
And those were generated by Representative Hinchkins and Lance Harris and some others.
So what did it show?
Well, it basically showed that in some agencies, particularly in the Department of Health, we're growing way faster than the economy. And overall, the state budget growth is higher than the growth in the economy. So if that happens one year, not so bad. Next year, not so bad. But over 20 and 25 years, as we ran that out all the way back to 1990, we are in some cases double the growth of the economy. And simple math 101, whether it's Common Core or not.
I remember when you did that, Brett. I remember when that was done.
You cannot sustain that. And so what ends up happening is you end up with these task force. Like, how can we come up with the revenue to sustain this level of growth that we've been doing year after year after year? Because politically speaking, we can't get rid of these agencies and we can't cut them because that's not good politics, and that's generally what's going on in the Capitol. And look, to the defense of my colleagues and former colleagues, it is tough, Moon.
Oh, I think it's very tough.
And I tell people this all the time now that I'm out, I can speak more freely, is, you know what, you say you want cuts, but you really don't. Because as soon as you find out it's cutting something that's important to you, you're going to be emailing your rep and your senator.
I agree with that. Yeah. But the problem we have between the governor and the legislature, they put us in this problem. And number two is if you keep milking the people, the average person, they're going to keep going. We still got our migration problem. It started again. The census is showing people are leaving. They're leaving for jobs.
We're leading the nation in that.
They're leaving for jobs, Brett.
And look, the folks I talk to on the street, and whether maybe I'm in a bubble, I don't know, but the folks I talk to, they've had enough. They don't want any more taxes. They want government to live within what we can afford to give them. And
here's what happens.
I think this is a bellwether year for the legislature to take a stand and decide moving forward. You know, are we gonna live within our means? A good friend of mine, Jim Morris, up in Oil City, still a rep today.
I know of him. I don't know
his thing is, hey, it's real simple. You know, he always said, "Oh, I'm just old country boy." He's way more than he claims to be. But anyway, he'll say, you know what? You can't spend more than you have. And Moon, it's real simple. You can't spend more than you have.
Yeah, but I'll go back to the question I asked you about the GDP. It would be interesting if you could get the same information from Alabama and Mississippi and Texas and compare where their government's growing. And maybe we'll go, oh, my God, they're worse than us. I don't think that, though.
Right. Well, if you live in Colorado, you're limited to only be able to generate the amount of revenue that
matches, maybe that's why
your economy.
Maybe that's why they let them smoke marijuana so they won't look at it.
maybe they have to. Yeah, you're right.
Brett, always a pleasure.
Thank
God
you,
bless.
Sir. Thanks
Folks, we'll be
having me.
leaving. CoRelief.com. Check it out, CoReliefCenter.com.